This is the Fool. It's card 0 of the Major Arcana. Okay, so the Fool. The Fool embarks on a new journey, leaving the past behind, carrying with him only the lessons learned and a curiosity to begin again. Each card carries the energies of the ones that come before it, beginning with the Fool, who carries the energy of the 0, a symbol that contains everything and nothing at the same time. The Fool progresses through the lessons and events shown by each card of the Major Arcana, growing, experiencing, and maturing as his consciousness evolves. In the imagery on the Fool's card, you see a young person in a floral print tunic. The Fool looks to the bright yellow sky with the sun to his back and blissfully unaware that he is about to walk off a cliff. Carrying only a bindle and a white rose, he is innocent and free of life's burdens. He's ready to take on whatever may come his way, with arms outstretched, suggesting openness to new possibilities without fear of failure. A small dog prances alongside the Fool, attempting to alert him of the dangerous cliff he is headed toward. This is the path of unfolding consciousness, a symbol of the Fool's willingness to meet life's challenges in order to make progress. In a general reading, this is where your adventure begins. The Fool knows he is on the right path, even if he does not know where it will lead. Be willing to take a risk with the knowledge that every big leap forward may have its pitfalls and setbacks, are lessons that will guide you on your journey. Your intuition is always by your side, much like the little dog who walks with the Fool. Tune into its guidance and heed its messages as your own path to expanded consciousness unfolds. Okay. In a love and romance reading, drawing the Fool in a reading about romance indicates the querent, which is the Fool, should take a chance on love or be open to a new beginning within an existing relationship. Trust intuition and leave the past behind. It's never too late to begin again. In a reading for career or money, the Fool means to take a risk and try something new. Everything may not run smoothly, but being bold is the only way to get to the next level in your career. Listen to your own inner guidance, and you may experience beginner's luck. When you have the Fool in a personal or spiritual reading, it means that you need to take a leap of faith and trust that you have the support of the universe. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Instead, acknowledge the lessons you encounter, and they will lead to expanded consciousness and unforeseen opportunities. They are a part of your personal and spiritual evolution. Whenever you receive him reversed in a reading, the reversed Fool in your readings can signal that it's not the right time to take a risk or jump into something. It may mean that you're being challenged by your fear of change or experiencing hesitation to step out of your comfort zone. There is a naivety with this card, so it may mean to move forward later on once you have a solid plan. Okay, guys, where in your life are you engaging with the energy of the Fool? The Fool. Show him a little closer. See? It's all excited, ready to embark on a new journey. See the little white dog trying to warn him that he's about to jump off the cliff. Okay, that is card number 0 of the Major Arcanas. Next card we have is card number 1. This is the Magician. The Magician. The magician has the power of the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, combined with their connection to the divine. They are able to create unlimited abundance in the physical realm. Now that the fool has taken the leap into the unknown, he meets the magician and learns that the power of the universe is within him to create his own reality. A robed figure stands with a wand in one hand, pointed toward the sky. Okay, sorry guys. Now that the fool has taken the leap into the unknown, he meets the magician and learns that the power of the universe is within him to create his own reality. A robed figure stands with a wand in one hand, pointed towards the sky, and the other hand pointed at the ground. The infinity symbol and body posture represent the magician's connection between the spiritual and physical realms. On the table are items representing the four elemental suits: a wand, which is fire, a pentacle, which is representing earth, a sword representing air, and a cup representing water. These are the contents of the fool's bundle. By drawing upon the powers of the elements and the help of the divine, the magician serves as a conduit with the power to give form to the formless by transforming intentions into actions to achieve physical results. The flowers and vegetation symbolize his connection to nature and signify that purity, white, and passion, red, are both essential to the creation process. With divine assistance, all things are possible. The upright key meanings for the magician is manifestation, creator, inspired action. The reverse key meanings are disconnection from personal power and manipulative. Numerology, the number 1, stands for the beginning or the individual. And astrology, Mercury, means messages or communication. If you receive him in a general reading upright, it means that you are the magician, and the elemental ingredients you need to be creative are always at your fingertips. With clear intention and passion, you can connect to the divine and manifest your dreams into reality. This card is a reminder that you are more powerful than you know. Take action when inspired, and focus on keeping each element in balance in your life. When you take action on your dreams and desires, you create your world. If you receive him in a love and romance reading and he is upright, drawing the magician in a reading about romance can mean manifesting a wonderful relationship or reigniting the spark within an existing one. You have everything within you to create the relationship of your dreams. Regardless of your relationship status, pay attention to balancing your emotions, water, with your thoughts, air, while remaining grounded, the earth, and passionate, the fire. When you receive him upright in a career or money reading, you can create new opportunities using all of your inherent skills to cultivate abundance, manifest prosperity, and take inspired action towards goals. If you've been wanting to start your own business, hey, now is the time. Know your worth when negotiating for a raise or contract. Okay. If you receive him in a personal or spiritual reading and he is upright, you are coming into your power by working with nature and spirit. Drawing this card signifies deepening your spiritual practice and co-creating your reality with the universe/divine. Now, if you receive the Magician and he is reversed in your reading, the reverse magician can point to misuse of power, manipulation, or trying to force a situation. You may be doubting your ability to create and manifest, or experiencing a possible block to your connection with an important aspect of your identity. This is a time to reconnect to the source of power within you. Trust that if the door isn't open, there may be a better door elsewhere or another way in. If you feel blocked, redirect your energies. Okay, let's reflect on this a minute by asking ourselves, how are you acting as the magician in your life right now? Okay, now we will go on to card number 2, and it is the High Priestess. Card number 2, the High Priestess. The High Priestess, like the moon, sees through the darkness, illuminating what is hidden, reminding us that all we need to know is already within us. So, upright key meanings when you draw the High Priestess are intuition and self-knowledge. Reversed key meanings are disconnection from intuition, refusal to look within, and the numerology would be number 2, and that is representative of duality, balance, and harmony. The astrology associated with the High Priestess card is the moon, which is representative of emotions, intuition, and feminine energy. Seated between 2 columns, one light and one dark, the High Priestess represents the balance that exists naturally in our dual natures. Her headdress evokes the waxing, full, and waning phases of the moon, symbolizing the progression of seasons of a woman's life, from maiden to mother to wise crone. The religious icons she wears and holds include the cross and the Torah, which reflect the popular beliefs of the time period during which the deck was created, but are also symbolic of the High Priestess's devotion to her spiritual practice. Behind her hangs a tapestry covered with pomegranates, symbols of fertility and feminine energy, that obstruct her view of the water, representing emotions. The crescent moon at her feet symbolizes her connection to lunar power and intuition. Although the High Priestess has her back to the water, she does not need to see it with her eyes. She is connected to her emotions from within. If you receive the High Priestess upright in a general reading, it could mean connecting to the divine is an internal process. Your intuitive higher self can be channeled at any time by looking within. The High Priestess urges you to clear your mind and ask your heart for the answers you seek. The answers are already within you. When received upright in a love or relationship reading, it means you need to listen to your intuition. Emotional intelligence will lead you to the answers you need about your romantic urges. What does your gut say about your relationship? Trust your feelings instead of overthinking or overanalyzing. Whenever received upright in a career or money reading, it suggests that you follow intuitive urges when making financial and business decisions. Even if you're tempted to investigate endlessly, know that you have the answers rather than relying on other people's opinions. Make intuitive choices in business rather than over-intellectualizing or rationalizing. Okay. Whenever you receive her upright in a personal or spiritual reading, the meaning is for you to go within to connect to your divine guidance, since strengthening your intuition depends on your spiritual practice. Trust yourself and follow your intuition, even if where it leads you might not make logical sense at first. And then last but not least, if you receive her in a reverse position in any of your readings, it means the reversed High Priestess often signifies a disconnection from your intuition. You may be looking for answers outside of yourself, relying too heavily on the guidance of others, or allowing yourself to be influenced. This is a reminder to tap back into the source within for answers, even if that feels uncomfortable at first. Okay. When we reflect, let's ask ourselves, what connections does the High Priestess want you to make within yourself? Okay, next we have card number 3, the Empress. Very nurturing card, nurturing energy. Okay. Card number 3, the Empress. The Empress embodies the essence of divine feminine energy. Through her connection to nature and her willingness to let her body be a sacred vessel, she creates a life filled with love. Upright key meanings are receiving love and creativity. Reverse key meaning for this card is disconnection or creative blocks. The numerology is number 3, which represents creativity, growth, and expansion. And the astrology on this card is Venus, which represents love, beauty, money, and creativity. So, the Empress sits on a plush pillows in a lush forest while a river flows toward her, suggesting her connection to nature. A heart with the symbol of Venus is proudly displayed by her side, indicating she is open to love and beauty in all of their forms. Her flowing pomegranate print gown symbolizes passion, fertility, and the ability to create. On her head is a crown of stars representing the 12 signs of the zodiac. The Empress's raised scepter and open body posture reveal her receptiveness and her confident attitude about the power of her sexuality. If you receive her upright in a general reading, the Empress emanates a powerful energy of receiving rather than taking action. You can allow what is being birthed in your life to take its time without rushing or enforcing it. The Empress is relaxed, trusting her passion and creativity produces a powerful magnetism that attracts everything she desires. If you receive her upright in a love or romance reading, it may mean that you need to allow yourself to receive love and acknowledge that you can attract romance by loving yourself. This is a fertile time for you and may lead to a pregnancy. You are drawing love to yourself naturally and in your own time. When received upright in a career or money reading, you may be receiving a job or money from unexpected sources, creating even more abundance in your life. But since this card is about receptivity, be careful not to push. You will need to be patient. Okay. In a personal or spiritual reading, you receive her upright. It means to remember to practice self-love and engage in more creative activities. By tapping into the energy of Venus through creativity, romance, self-love, and spending time in nature, you can bring divine love into your personal practice. Go outside and find ways to connect with the natural world. Now, if you receive her in a reverse position in your reading, the reversed Empress can point to the ways you feel blocked or cut off from loving yourself or allowing others to love and care for you. You may be feeling disconnected from your creativity or unable to receive praise, affection, or other signals of positivity. The reversed Empress can also suggest difficulties in pregnancy, romantic complications, or trying to force a situation rather than being patient. It can indicate that you're relying too heavily on masculine energy to make things happen, and a need to tap into the feminine energy instead. Consider finding ways to reconnect with nature to remind yourself that everything blooms in its own time. When we reflect on this card, we need to ask ourselves, what are you personally creating in the world with your Empress energy? What are you creating with this energy here? This Empress energy. Okay, now we're going to go to number 4, which is the Emperor. Okay, here he is. And he is the other half of the Empress card. They are like a pair. Okay, the Emperor, card number 4 of the Major Arcana. The emperor sits on his heavy throne, clad in armor beneath his robes. He is grounded, yet ready for action at all times. The upright key meanings of the emperor is inspired action and personal power. Reverse key meanings is inability to take action or defensive and reactive. The numerology in this card is number 4, and that represents stability and structure. And astrology in this card is Aries, which represents individuality, personal power. The emperor embodies the divine masculine counterpart and action-oriented energy. He sits on a concrete throne adorned with rams, symbolizing his stability and connection to the astrological sign of Aries. The landscape behind him is barren, except for a stream of water flowing through the scene, representing emotion and intuition, which lead him to take an inspired action when necessary. He wears a crown and holds an orb and scepter, representing his authority and power, and beneath his robe is armor that suggests he is ready to jump into battle at any moment. Notice the colors in this card. Reds and oranges are symbolic of power, authority, and assertiveness in the material realm. When you receive him in a general reading, upright, the connection of divine masculine energy in the Emperor card is what leads you to take action from a place of power rather than reacting from a place of fear. This requires having a healthy relationship to your masculine energy and taking up space. Connect to your inner authority, acknowledging ambition, drive, and power in a way that serves the greater good, not just yourself. When receiving him upright in a love or romance reading, it means make a move, be bold, and heed your passions. You have more power in the realm of romance than you realize. Stay balanced with the masculine energy by noting when you're being too assertive or not assertive enough in your relationships. Your intuition will guide you to where more or less of this energy is needed. If you've been waiting for a sign to take inspired action on your goals, this is it. It's time to speak up or step fully into your leadership role. Being more aggressive in issues related to your career will work in your favor. So go ahead and ask for what you want. When received upright in a personal or spiritual reading, it means to tap into that active masculine energy. Try utilizing affirmations of self-empowerment. Give yourself permission to take up more space and become the authority within your life, instead of deferring to others or valuing their opinions over your own. And if he is reversed in your reading, the reversed emperor in a reading can suggest a disconnection from personal power or an inability to take action. Let that bold, assertive, masculine energy flow so you can stand up for yourself or take control of a situation. This reversal can also indicate the presence of toxic, masculine energy, the abuse of power, defensiveness, or immature reactions that stem from fear and anger. When we reflect on this card, we want to ask ourselves, how do you personally identify with the Emperor? We're going to move on to card number 5 in the Major Arcana. Card number 5 is the Hierophant. The Hierophant. Here he is. Please excuse me, guys. I'm sick still. The Hierophant, card number 5 of the Major Arcana. The Hierophant sits upon a temple throne, sharing his sacred knowledge with devoted pupils. Through his connection to spirit, he is the bridge between heaven and earth. And I think he is the counterpart of the High Priestess, card number 2. The upright key meanings for the Hierophant are teacher or tradition. The reversed key meanings are rigid beliefs and refusal to learn. Numerology is the number 5, which represents conflict, struggle, or challenges. And astrology is Taurus, which is traditional, grounded, and rigid. The Hierophant is an interpreter of sacred mysteries or esoteric principles. So this card evokes an ongoing quest for knowledge, much like the High Priestess. The Hierophant is in near constant communication with the divine. The difference is that the High Priestess channels her knowledge through her intuition, while the Hierophant studies and learns by upholding traditions, participating in rituals, and teaching ancient knowledge to others. The Hierophant appears seated on a throne in traditional religious robes, busily sharing his spiritual teachings with two figures seated before him. The religious iconography, the keys and his papal staff, hand position, and crosses, to name a few, is symbolic of his purity and devotion to his spirituality. Having strong faith and a set of strict principles to live by, the Hierophant is happiest following a traditional course of study. If you receive him upright in a general reading, it may mean the path of learning is never complete. Remain open to new courses of study and honor tradition while forming your own unique set of beliefs and rituals. When you are ready to learn, be alert to the presence of a potential new teacher in your life. On the other hand, the teacher could be you if you are in a position to share your wisdom with others. When you receive him upright in a love or romance reading, it could mean when it comes to the institution of marriage, you may have strong beliefs about romance and partnerships. Drawing this card may also mean that you are dedicated to taking a traditional path in love. Occasionally, the Hierophant signals a romantic relationship with someone you consider a teacher or student, or perhaps a budding relationship in which you learn from one another constantly. When you receive him upright in a career or money reading, the card indicates a traditional career path or move up the ladder of success. It may also nudge you toward earning money as a teacher, going back to school, or studying a new subject to further your current career. When you receive him in a personal or spiritual reading upright, you may deepen your spirituality by studying healing modalities or courses in the foundations of spiritual knowledge. You may even teach healing arts or offer spiritual guidance. Be open to a teacher entering your life. This may come in many forms. And then if you receive the Hierophant, card number 5 in reverse in your reading, the reversed Hierophant in a reading often signifies a detour or roadblock in the querent's spiritual path or course of study. It indicates rigid beliefs, a refusal to remain open to alternative information, or a resistance to learning new things. If this reversal appears in your reading, take it as a reminder to try to have an open mind and be respectful of opposing viewpoints. When we reflect on the Hierophant card, the Hierophant asks us, what are you ready to learn? What are you ready to learn, Soul Squad? The rest of these cards? Okay, now card number 6 of the Major Arcana is the Lovers. The Lovers. This is card number 6 of the Major Arcanas. The Lovers stand together in harmony, the balance of masculine and feminine, with nothing to hide. Every choice they make is in alignment with love. The upright key meanings of this card are relationship and alignment. The reverse key meanings are disharmony and imbalance. The numerology of this card is number 6, and that represents harmony, reciprocity, and mirror image. And the astrology in this card is Gemini. So that represents duality, communication, and adaptability. The Lovers card signifies an opportunity to connect in relationships that support your happiest, healthiest, best self. The imagery shows a man and a woman standing naked in a garden between the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. The snake represents the temptation to indulge in earthly pleasures, while the angel encourages the couple to choose divine love over succumbing to instant gratification. Desire for pleasure is balanced by vulnerability and trust, since both exist within a harmonious relationship. If you receive this card upright in a general reading, you always have the choice to align with divine love by balancing masculine and feminine energy within yourself. And you can strive to ensure that this balance is reflected in your relationships. Choosing relationships with mutual respect and healthy communication will lead you to the highest expression of love that you seek. If you receive it upright in a love or relationship reading, it could mean romantic connection is available, or an opportunity for love is near or already in front of you. Use your values to guide your relationship choices. This card may signify an important relationship or soulmate in your life, or one that is about to enter your life. If you receive card number 6, the Lovers, in an upright position in the career or money reading, there may be romance in your workplace, or you may be working with your romantic partner. It may also mean aligning with a beneficial business partner or coworker. You could also be making money in alignment with what you love. When upright in a personal or spiritual reading, this card serves as a reminder to choose divine love over instant gratification, that balancing masculine and feminine energies within yourself will attract the right relationships to you. When you receive this card in a reverse position, it could mean, in your reading, it could mean that it could point to a relationship that is out of balance or codependent. This can also point to relying too heavily on a partner to fulfill your needs, or having unrealistic expectations of your relationships. To fix the imbalance, look inward to see where you can find the source of disharmony. Happiness is an inside job that is reflected in our relationships. Okay? And it's asking us to reflect on the Lover's card within ourselves. We ask ourselves, if the lovers were having a conversation, what would they be saying to one another? What do you think, Soul Squad? What do you think they'd be saying to one another? All right, now we're going to move on to the Major Arcana card number 7, the Chariot. Major Arcana card number 7 is the Chariot. Okay, guided by our intuition, the Chariot is the structure that protects us while we are taking inspired action. Upright key meanings of the Chariot card are inspired action and momentum. The reverse key meanings are inability to move forward or stagnation. Numerology in the card is number 7, and that represents personal growth, planning, and assessing. And the astrology of the card is Cancer, which represents nurturing, protective, and intuitive. A symbol of building momentum. The Chariot card signals that you are beginning to create your plan of action. This card shows a man in armor at the reins and ready for battle. Yet the Chariot itself is not in motion. This is because the Chariot represents the solid foundation of forethought that is needed before one can jump into action. The pair of sphinxes at the front of the Chariot are lying motionless on the ground, and their only sign of movement is their eyes gazing in opposing directions. They appear to be surveying their surroundings, considering which way to go. The river behind the scene, a symbol of emotions, suggests the importance of awaiting intuitive guidance before taking any action. A canopy of stars above the charioteer's head represents the value of looking to the cosmos for guidance, while his armor signifies his connection to the zodiac sign, Cancer's hard outer shell of protection. If you receive the Chariot card number 7, upright in a general reading, you are embarking on an important journey or moving toward the next level of your life goals. The Chariot asks you to have a clear intention, focus, and a plan for action. Sheer determination alone isn't enough to propel you towards success. Building a solid foundation and creating structure are both necessary steps before you can make big decisions. If you're not sure what to tackle right now, listen to your intuition to guide you toward the next actionable steps. Okay, if you receive the Chariot card upright in a love or romantic reading, you are moving fast in a relationship. But do you both have the same vision for the future? Create a solid foundation and establish any plans before taking this relationship to the next level. When receiving the Chariot card number 7 in a career or money reading, now is the time to create a clear, concise business plan while also taking intuitively inspired action towards your career or financial goals. Success comes with focus, determination, and clear intention. When you receive this card upright in a personal or spiritual reading, you're ready to take your spiritual practice to the next level, which means you're gaining momentum in life. Based on your intention of moving forward, you can utilize your spiritual practice to guide you to the next phases of life with confidence. And then, if you receive the Chariot card number 7 reversed in a reading, the reversed Chariot in a reading can suggest a lack of confidence around a specific goal or a general lack of focus or direction. It signals the need for a more concrete plan in order to regain momentum. Impulse control will be needed in order to grow and take action in a positive direction. This reversal may also warn of moving too quickly, missing important steps, or hesitation. When we reflect on this card, it's asking us to ask ourselves, or it's telling us to ask ourselves, where do you think the Chariot is going? And if you guys have any answers for these reflection questions, just post them in the comments and we can discuss it. Okay, now we are going to move on to card number 8 of the Major Arcana, and that is the Strength card. Here, you see a little lady opening a lion's mouth. Okay, so let's read about the Strength card on this fool's journey. Strength. Strength reminds us that it is not the size of our muscles, but the willingness within our hearts that matters. When we show courage, we can endure any obstacles we encounter. The Strength card shows a woman wearing a white robe adorned with flowers, suggesting her purity of heart, demonstrating her own strength by gently closing the mouth of a lion. See, I knew it was closing the mouth of a lion. The woman represents receptive feminine energy, but not weakness. Without fear or hesitation, she courageously lays her hands on a wild and ferocious beast. The lion's pliant and submissive body language indicates that it does not feel threatened by her touch. The infinity symbol above her head is a reminder that the energy within us always manifests in our outer circumstances. This woman is peaceful within, and that peacefulness is reflected in her dealings in the world. Approaching an obstacle with confidence and acting in a calm way will yield positive results for all involved. The upright key meanings of the Strength card are overcoming obstacles and endurance. The reversed key meanings of this card are apprehension and lacking confidence. The numerology of this card is number 8, which represents progressive, decisive action. And the astrology in this card is, of course, the Leo. And it represents courageous and heart-centered. In a general reading, if you receive the Strength card upright, you are stronger than you know. Life is full of challenges, but you can trust yourself to handle just about any situation that arises. Let the infinity symbol remind you that you are capable of overcoming struggles both internally and externally. Strength asks you to be present with your fears rather than pushing them down, and move forward with courage, even when your confidence wavers. If you receive this card upright in the love or romance reading, it's telling you to have confidence and put yourself out there to meet new people. Do not be afraid to show your vulnerability and share your heart with your partner if you are actively overcoming obstacles in your relationship. When it lands upright in a career or money reading, it is telling you to have confidence and persistence in your career. There is power in your voice. You can effectively reach the next level financially by taking a firm, subtle approach. You can move past any hurdles and achieve a successful outcome in your work. So don't give up or doubt your strength. And in a personal or spiritual reading, when it is received upright, the Strength card is asking you whether you're making changes in your life or working to reach the next deepest level of your connection with the divine. You have what it takes within you to overcome any challenges. Be brave and trust your inner strength, but know it's perfectly fine to be vulnerable. Feel your fears and take action anyway. And then if you receive the Strength card, number 8, in reverse in a reading, it can suggest a lack of self-confidence, wavering trust in yourself, or a reluctance to have faith in the universe. It can also point to feeling apprehensive about taking action, feeling weak, or being uncomfortable with vulnerability. And the reflection question here for the Strength card, card number 8, is: where in your life can you work with strength? Where in your life can you work with strength? Okay, next we are going to go to card number 9 of the Major Arcana, which is the Hermit card. Here. Okay. This is the Hermit card. Okay, the Hermit, card number 9. The Hermit is wise, and he knows the difference between being alone and being lonely. His solitude is in the companion to his bright mind. Okay, key upright meanings for the Hermit card is wisdom and solitude. The key meanings in reverse are loneliness and isolation. The numerology of this card is number 9. Which represents nearing a completion or solitude. And the astrology of this card is Virgo, which represents analytical, hardworking, and patience. So let's see. There is wisdom to be gained through solitude. This is the lesson that the Hermit card imparts. On it, an old man walks alone, carrying a tall staff and a lantern to light his way. The lantern illuminates only on what's in front of him, but points him toward the truth. His advanced age signals deep wisdom, while the staff suggests power. His power is in his ability to look within himself, rely on himself, and exercise tremendous patience. So in a general reading, in an upright position, it may be telling you that many people fear being alone, but spending time by yourself to explore your inner worlds empowers you to connect deeply to your inner truth. Listening to your inner wisdom by spending time in solitude is a necessary and healthy practice that will rejuvenate you. When it's time to be with others again, you will feel your energy restored. In a love or romance reading, when you receive him in the upright position, it could be telling you time alone is best right now. You need some space for yourself to connect with your personal truths. Consider taking a break from love and romance for some soul searching. Spending some time apart from a partner can enable you to come back together stronger than before. You receive him upright in a career or money reading, maybe suggesting that you need to take some space to connect to your own natural intelligence and inclinations, and feel free to block out the opinions of others. If you're considering applying for a promotion, making an investment, or exploring a new idea, you don't need to have anyone else's permission to move ahead. So you do not need to have anyone's permission to move ahead. Working alone rather than in collaboration is best at this time. When he is received upright in a personal or spiritual reading, it may be telling you that you're deep in the process of soul searching and seeking your own inner truth. Allow yourself as much time alone as you need to look within, perhaps through meditation or taking long walks to tap into your divine inner wisdom. If you receive this card reversed in your reading, the reversed hermit in a reading can indicate a fear of being alone or refusal to look within yourself. It may also mean you've been in isolation for too long and it's time to reach out for support and connection. Use your intuition to guide you toward the meaning that resonates the best with you. Key meanings in an upright position for the Hermit card are wisdom and solitude. Key meanings for the reverse position are loneliness and isolation. The numerology on this card is number 9, which means nearing a completion or solitude. And then the astrology, of course, is Virgo, and it's analytical, hardworking, and patient. When we reflect on this card, it's telling us to ask ourselves, what wisdom does the Hermit have to share with you personally? What wisdom does he have to share with you? Okay, Soul Squad, we're getting to card number 10, which is really the 11th card of our Major Arcana cards. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. It's the Wheel of Fortune card. And after this card, I'm going to take a little break, get me a little sip of water, and then we'll go on and I'll explain the other 11 cards in the Major Arcana. Okay. Wheel of Fortune is card number 10 of the Major Arcana. The Wheel of Fortune is always turning, illustrating that each moment is temporary and that life is cyclical, not linear, which means goes in a circle, not in a straight line. And we must surrender to the present. Upright key meanings for this card are cycles and change. Reverse key meanings are delays and setbacks. The numerology on this card is the number 10, which represents completion of a cycle. Number 10, completion of a cycle. The astrology on this card is Jupiter, and that represents luck, expansion, and growth. The Wheel of Fortune card allows you to gain a deeper understanding of life's cycles of change. Its imagery has mystical, astrological, and occult symbolism, showing that many of the forces influencing our lives are mysterious and invisible. The wheel appears to float through the clouds, indicating that our spiritual path is connected to the physical realm. The creatures in the clouds are zodiac signs Aquarius, or the air, Scorpio, or water, Taurus, earth, and Leo, fire. They represent the stable forces that uphold the will itself. Beneath the will is Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead, who represents life, death, and rebirth. The Sphinx sits atop the will, and a multifaceted creature represents the diversity of life. The downward-facing snake is symbolic of life's challenges everyone must face. All of the creatures and symbols rotate around the wheel, teaching us that life has its ups and downs in an ever-changing cycle. We all must embrace the temporary nature of each moment. Change is the only true constant in this life. That's neat. If you receive this card upright in a general reading, it could be telling you cultivating a strong spiritual practice can ease negative moments, help us enjoy the positive moments, and empower us to navigate the uncertain and challenging moments in our lives. By understanding the cycles of life on a deeper level, we build our own strength and resilience. The Wheel of Fortune asks you to focus on what you can control in order to find peace within the uncertainty of change and to let go of anything you cannot control. By doing this, you open yourself up to fated events and meetings without forcing your fate. What is meant for you will not miss you. If you receive it upright in a love or romantic reading, it could signal a chance or fated meeting with a new romantic partner, though it can also symbolize completion of a cycle in your love life. Alternatively, you may be entering a new phase of a relationship that has existed for some time already. The Wheel of Fortune shows your luck may be changing in romance and the possibility of wonderful new experiences after a time of sadness. Now, if you receive this card number 10 in an upright position in a career or money reading, it means new beginnings or fated events are unfolding to move you along the path of good fortune, job opportunities, and unexpected wealth. One career or financial cycle is coming to a close and transitioning into the next. Stay the course. Your luck is shifting. When received upright in a personal or spiritual reading, it could mean fate is currently leading you forward on your path. You are moving from a painful cycle to a more harmonious one with new understanding and faith. You trust in the process of life, the cycles of death and rebirth, meeting new people, and embracing new situations that have entered your life. Now, when you receive this card and it is reversed in your reading, the reversed Wheel of Fortune in your reading can ask you to focus on what you can control when things feel chaotic. Are you refusing to let something come to an end or resisting growth? Everything is changing around you, which can feel uncomfortable, but this time of instability is temporary. What is ending now will create space for something new to come into its place. The key upright meanings are cycles and change of the card number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Reversed key meanings are delays or setbacks. The numerology in this card is number 10, and that is representative of a completion of a cycle. And then the astrology is Jupiter, which represents luck, expansion, and growth. So, when we are reflecting on this card number 10, the tarot is asking us, what single question would you ask the Wheel of Fortune? If you had a single question to ask the Wheel of Fortune, what would it be? Okay, guys, I'm going to take me a little break now. See you in a bit.
God damn it.
Mm.